check out a trailer for a movie called Hippopotamus. It's classified as a thriller movie. The trailer has apparently been out for a few months. I think it came out in March, and someone had suggested this to me. So I decided I would go ahead and check it out before too much more time had passed, since it's already been, I believe it's already been digitally released. I think I saw in the UK. So back in late March. So this film is available. I don't know how readily available it will be, to us here in the States, but I'm interested to check out the trailer. So let's see what it's about.
And then this figure appears. He's going to rescue me. He pushes me up towards the surface, and then I...
You wake up. Your name is Ruby Watts. You are 25 years old. You remain captive until you fall in love with me. I'll bring you food 3 times a day.
Beauty and the
Help
Beast.
you wash every other day. If you need to go to the toilet, I will help you.
Oh my gosh.
Do not try to escape. We're miles from the nearest household. Your legs don't work.
What happens if I don't fall in love with you? Will I stay here for the rest of my life? I know you're only trying to help me. Can we have a candle? It would be romantic. I wouldn't want you to have done this for someone else. This is special.
We're making progress, aren't we?
Don't trust him. How many others, Tom?
What?
How many others have you kidnapped before me?
Oh wow. Oh wow, you guys. That is pretty freaky. So something interesting about this trailer, to get to this blank screen at the end, it's 2 minutes and 17 seconds. And I knew going into it that the trailer was probably going to be well over 2 minutes because the video length is 2:26. This is a third-party channel, so I knew it probably wouldn't be the entire length of the video. I'm going to tell you, I had this flicker of thought as it was drawing to the conclusion of the trailer that maybe they were showing a bit too much. I mean, we see that she's making attempts to get stronger so that she can escape. That's what I read into it. But at the same time, I was so captivated by what it was showing that it really was a non-issue to me, because in all honesty, even though it shows us this, that she's getting stronger, at some point she can walk, it shows her moving around on her feet, even with the bandages on her knees. This is such a crazy sort of setup. You don't really exactly know where this is going to go. And I feel like it could go either way. It could go bad for the protagonist, or it could go good for the protagonist, or it could be open-ended. It could be just sort of like not bad or not good. Who the heck knows? This is creepy. This reminds me of is it a new show or a new movie on Netflix called 365 or 365 Days, something like that. It's where this guy kidnaps this woman and he holds her hostage for a year, and she's supposed to fall in love with him or something like that. It kind of reminds me of that, the Beauty and the Beast type thing. So this is interesting, and it's also it's just also creepy, because that's horrifying to think of being in a situation like that. And well, I was going to say, you can't just make yourself fall in love with this bad guy that has kidnapped you. But then I thought about things like Stockholm Syndrome, and maybe you can. Yeah, maybe you can. So it'll be interesting to see if that's what happens. Excuse me. If that's what happens with this character. I know that whenever I watch movies like this or shows like this where someone is being held captive and their captor expects them to behave a certain way or whatever, there's always this rebellious part of me that doesn't want the victim to give the captor what they want. Like, I want them just to remain, I want them to refuse to talk to the person when the person tries to talk to them, refuse to look at them, and all this. I mean, that's just kind of like, that's how I feel when I watch this sort of stuff, and it aggravates me when I see, like, for once I'd like to see what happens if they just don't even talk or interact at all. They just completely ignore the person, but that's obviously not going to be the case here because we see them talking. So I'm curious at this point to find out what happens to her if she's able to escape the situation. Does she escape without actually developing some sort of feelings for him? So this premise is interesting. It's not anything we haven't really seen before. It's nothing super new, but it looks intriguing enough to me that and different enough, unique enough that I am certainly curious to find out how it ends. I don't think this would be something that I would want to have a repeated viewing of, but it is something that intrigues me enough that I actually would like to take the time to watch it instead of just reading the movie spoiler about it. Just because I guess it was the way the trailer was put together, the atmosphere of the movie, the feel I get, it got really like just dark and depressing and disturbing, and yeah, I'm certainly down for watching this thing. I'm gonna see if it's available on any of my streaming services. I'm not sure. I don't even think I've heard of this movie before it was recommended to me, unless I just saw it in passing on YouTube, the trailer, and didn't. It wouldn't surprise me if this was actually already in my to watch list, because that's happened before, or something that was recommended to me and I didn't recognize it right off, and then I noticed it was actually in my watch list already. I don't know. Whatever. That's the first time I've seen it and I liked it. And can't think of anything else to add to this, so that's it for this one, you guys. Later.